All right, a very good evening to you and special thanks for joining us tonight. The lights are on, the cameras are on, and now it's time for the realest of action right here on KUTV Weekend Live. On this last Saturday of September, we are coming to you live from Kenyatta University Television Studios. And tonight, let's take a look at some of the top stories prepared for you. Coming up tonight, DP Gachagua hits back at his critics, asking them to give him ample time to serve Kenyans and focus on service delivery. Members of Parliament supporting DP Gachagua's impeachment cite failure to meet the standards expected of the Deputy President's office as the main reason for calls for his impeachment. And teachers' unions calls for unity amongst themselves for effective airing and resolution of issues affecting teachers. Escalating cases of insecurity and attacks in Malindi threatens its reputation as a safe tourist destination.
This is Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
That's in order, and remember, we'd also love to hear your comments, your feedback, or your suggestions regarding this broadcast on our social media platforms. This broadcast is coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, or even on X at KUTV_Kenya. Or even interact with me on my personal social media handles, that is at Theo_Macharia. Our sign language interpreter for tonight is none other than Lucy Kiarie. And together, let's get you informed with the latest making headlines in the country and even beyond. Now, today, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua addressed his critics, calling on the leaders pushing for his impeachment to instead give him ample time to serve the citizens. Speaking during a series of tours in Kirinyaga and Embu counties, the second-in-command urged political leaders to focus on legislation that benefits the public. Diana Nashipai reports.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called on political leaders seeking to outsmart him to instead allow him fulfill his duties without intimidation. The second-in-command spoke early today during a series of tours across Kirinyaga and Embu counties. During the tour today, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was accompanied by several leaders, including Kirinyaga Women Rep Njeri Maina and Manyata MP Gitonga Mukunji. The Deputy President urged members of the National Assembly and senators to cease the unjustified criticism and instead focus on passing legislation that benefits the public, emphasizing that this is a time for improving Kenya, not engaging in politics.
I am urging the President for us to do work in the remaining years and let us bring water to the people. We plant rice to the farm, we build roads. The issues of my impeachment is making the people of Mount Kenya angry.
At the same time, Deputy President joined the Kenya Red Cross Society in Embu at a fundraising event aimed to rebuilding the Jomo Kenyatta Center for Children with Disabilities, which was destroyed by fire earlier this year.
When we came to office, the President assigned me duties to chair the committee for emergency response in the country in 2022. And I have worked with the Kenya Red Cross hand by hand. Na kama kuna watu wamenishikilia kwa hiyo kazi nipewa na rais, ni Kenya Red Cross. And I'm very grateful.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua also pointed out his commitment to advocating for the interests of Muguka farmers, reinforcing that agricultural reforms will enhance their livelihoods.
Sisi tangu zamani, watu ya Kikuyu, Meru na Embu Tunakuwaka kitu kimo. Sasa hiko vijana wamepewa pesa watu gawanye. Ati Mount Kenya East, Mount Kenya West. Mnaweza kubali? Mnaweza kubali?
As the Deputy President concluded the tour, he highlighted the need for unity in the Mount Kenya region, pledging to work diligently for the people who elected him to serve the country. Diana Nashipai, KUTV.
All right, many thanks, Diana Nashipai, for that comprehensive report. Let's now stick on to that note where Teso South Member of Parliament Mary Emase has urged legislators across political parties to support the impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, set to be tabled before the National Assembly next Tuesday. Speaking during the Teso Branch 18th Annual General Meeting at Kenya National Union of Teachers Hall in Amagoro, Emase cited Gachagua's failure to meet the standards expected of the Deputy President's office, warning that his actions threaten to divide the country. Emase called for bipartisan support, comparing the move to throwing Noah overboard to save the nation, underscoring the urgency of addressing the leadership crisis.
There is a motion in the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly to be tabled and moved on Tuesday next week to impeach the Deputy President. And we are also concerned, we want a president, a Deputy President for Kenya, not a Deputy President for one region. So that we have a Deputy President who knows Kenya is a country and he is elected together with the President to serve all Kenyans, not one. The question to you. Do I go and vote yes or no? Yes. So that I don't vote yes and I come back home.
Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyu has called on Kenya National Union of Teachers and Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers officials to champion for unity among teachers' unions in order to air issues affecting teachers in unison. Oyu noted that despite teachers facing numerous challenges ranging from unfairness in recruitment to lack of promotion and unremitted pension, there has been no unity in addressing their issues. His sentiments being echoed by Teso South Member of Parliament Mary Emase, who graced the Kenya National Union of Teachers Teso Branch Annual General Meeting. Take a listen.
Declared in Teso.
Kenya National Union of Teachers Secretary General Collins Oyu has called for unity among teachers' unions, saying it is a move that will help teachers speak in one voice while addressing issues affecting them. According to Collins Oyu, it has been difficult and challenging to run different unions under the same hostage, adding that under one umbrella, the government will address their issues effectively.
We are moving forward to form what we call a federation of teachers in this country. So that teachers speak in one voice, the government will listen. We have seen how difficult, how painful, and how challenging it is to run different unions in one outfit. Teachers cannot afford to belong to different unions.
Oyu added that Teachers Service Commission has constantly made a mistake in employing qualified teachers as interns, adding that they need to align the employment of these teachers in either permanent and pensionable or contract terms, as per the regulation of the Code of Employment of Teachers in the country.
Once this number of teachers was given to them for employment, they ought to have aligned the employment of these teachers as per the regulation, the Code of Regulations for teachers in this country. It is clear that you can only employ teachers in two forms. One, permanent and pensionable. Then two, contract. And within the contract you must say, the contract is for how many years? No single teacher should be employed as an intern.
Teso South MP Mary Emase warned that teachers who are employed to teach on junior secondary schools program are demotivated as they are trained to teach in secondary schools. She directed the TSE needs to do an assessment to allow room for transfer from GSS to secondary schools in order to boost the teachers' morale.
Teachers who are employed to teach in the GSS or the GSS program, most of them who are trained to teach in secondary schools, they are secondary school teachers. They are demotivated, I want to tell you, majority of them. There is need for TSE to review, do an assessment, and give room for transfer from JSS to secondary.
Teachers have been called to unite in order to counter the unfairness in recruitment, lack of promotion, and unremitted pension which has affected the work rate of teachers, more so in the implementation of competence-based curriculum program. Collins Wekesa, KUTV.
That's right, Collins Wekesa, and many thanks for Gulu village in Likuyani sub-county in Kakamega are now calling on relevant authorities to take required action following cases of suspected leopards and cash crop eating animals found sabotaging their livelihoods over the last couple of weeks. The residents hereby demand the Kenya Wildlife Service to intervene and arrest the situation.
Lugulu village in Mawe Tatu ward has experienced a rise in sheep deaths due to attacks by wild animals. This situation has caused significant fear among residents who are unable to live peacefully as the wild animals continue to pose a serious threat to both them and their livestock. Apart from the leopard threat, Rajab Kasim, a local resident, managed to capture 3 creatures in his maize field as they fed on his crops.
Hao wanyama niliwapata tena kwa boma. Hapa ndio kwetu na hapa ndio nyumbani. Walikuwa hapo alafu mama yao akatoroka. Mimi nikawashika. Na ndio hii ndio nimewaweka mpaka saa hii.
The mysterious creatures have been terrorizing the village with several sheep killed in attacks that residents initially believed were caused by a leopard, heightening fear and concern among the local community.
Ni mkazi wa hapa. Na nilikuwa na mfugaji wa ng'ombe na makondo, lakini makondo yangu hii mnyama sijui kama ni huo ni mwingine ilikula kondoo 13.
Paul Yethinga, a witness, and Steve Juma, a resident, experienced their fear over the way the creatures are devouring their livestock. They urge Kenyan wildlife authorities to take immediate action to prevent further losses and protect the animals from being killed.
Chenye inatusumbua sana ni shughuli ya hawa nyama kukula makondo. Lakini kuna ndugu yetu hapa anaitwa Jukuse ameshika hawa nyama. Tukiangalia sisi naona hiyo ni mnyama ni
Mawe Tatu Deputy Chief Moses Shiundu clarified that wildlife officers determined the creatures to be wild or tsavo cats, not leopards as initially thought. He urged residents to stay vigilant as efforts continue to capture the dangerous predator. Dana Nashipai, KUTV.
But yet how
Tourism stakeholders in Malindi, including hoteliers, KWS, the police, and women beach operators, have raised concerns about escalating insecurity in the area. During the recent World Tourism Day celebrations, the stakeholders reported increasing cases of attacks by machete-wielding youths who target tourists and snatching their mobile phones and valuables. The recent incidences now threaten Malindi's reputation as a safe tourist destination, with criminal gangs often using borders to facilitate the thefts.
At a certain point, ukikuwa na wageni, unawaambia giza ikifika, usitoke without any means. Kwa sababu wengi wanakuuliza, is the place safe? Normally tulikuwa tukiambia wageni, it's very safe, you can walk till to the beach, you can have your meal at Masai Beach, you can go to town, you can take the border from the road. But now it's not possible. You cannot tell the tourists, even the local tourist Kenyans, unawaambia Akicheck in tu unampa alert. Don't go out when it's dark without a boda or without a tuk-tuk.
So, hawa vijana being our own boys around here, and they know trend ya utalii. Wakati wa low season, hautawaona. Wakati sasa utalii umeshika, basi utaona wamerudi. Wakivunja manyumba na wana target nini? Masimu, laptops, everything electronic. But where do they sell? Tumefuatilia go down iko Nairobi. Zikitoka hapo Rwanda na Congo. Na imeenda hivyo. So back to Panga boys, they have no mercy. So ndivyo nilikuwa nauliza OCPD, allow us have no mercy on these boys. Na ni tu vijana tu.
National parks in the country today witnessed huge crowds of people as Kenyans flocked into game reserves and parks following an announcement by Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano on Wednesday this week that today entry to all KWS managed parks will be free of charge in celebration of the United Nations World Tourism Day to encourage domestic tourism in the country. In an exciting banter witnessed online, Kenyans started streaming in the KWS parks and reserves as early as 6 a.m. to enjoy the country's rich heritage and picturesque scenery of landscapes and wildlife with friends and families. All right, 17 minutes past the top of the hour. We are taking our very fast short commercial break right here on KUTV Weekend Live. See you on the other side with more top stories. Don't go too far.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics inclusive of but not limited to dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Get ready to embark on a journey to the exciting world of technology as we uncover the latest trends, interview top thought leaders, and dive deep into the world of tech like never before.
Currently, we are facing the challenge in terms of finance. It requires one to move from different counties because we really need a large data set for our model to be more accurate.
In this new and exciting series of the Technovation Show, join me, Yvonne Kimuma, every Monday 8:30 p.m. for a fun and thrilling experience as we explore the cutting-edge developments, meet visionaries driving change.
Somebody who is in the underground mine doesn't know the presence of those gases. So there are a lot of gases involved. There is methane, there is carbon monoxide, and there's also hydrogen sulfide. These gases actually, they are very dangerous and they're very toxic.
And discover the endless possibilities of the tech world.
You are watching Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
Alright, welcome back to KUTV Weekend Live. Keep the interactions coming on our social media platforms, YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, and even on X at KUTV_Kenya, or even at Theo_Macharia. Let's continue informing you tonight. Residents of Karura village in Embu County have cut ties with the Kiambere Ward community-based organization that has been managing the sand harvesting business along Tana River within the Seven Forks Dams Cascade for 8 years and established their own. This move, the residents say, was fueled by negligence and marginalization in sharing of the revenue generated.
A row is brewing in Kiambere Ward, Mbere constituency, Embu County, over the control of sand harvesting business along Tana River within the Seven Forks Dams Cascade. At the center of the dispute is control of revenue generated from sand harvesting that is the main economic activity in the area, leading to a standoff after locals barricaded the road to ensure no truck ferrying sand will leave the area without paying the requisite fee of 1,000 to the newly established CBO.
Sisi kama wakaanji wa Karura hatunjaona maendeleo, hatunjaona kitu imetufanyia na inatoka hapa kwetu. Vijana wengi sana hapa kwetu wanaenda, wanapakia lori, wanapata kitu kidogo.
Asa haja yetu ni hao watu wa mchanga watuachie ile pesa ambao wanaachanga mtuobare.
Felix Mbenji, the Karura Community Sand Harvest Association chair, said they want to take charge of their resources so that the proceeds collected from the sand can be used to carry out community projects like roads, hospitals, schools improvement, as well as restoration of environmental balance destroyed in the process. Mbenji accused Kiambere Ward Representative Lenny Masters of an equal distribution of revenue collected from the business.
Simbio ya Kiambere inaangalia kule yeye anachaguliwa. Bahati mbaya pengine huku kwetu hakupata kura. MCA wetu Lenny Masters. Na ndio aliangalia sisi na jicho ingine ya kando. Madhumuni yake makuu ni kuimprove education ya hii kijiji.
Kiambere Ward Lenny Masters denied the allegations, saying that the county government officials and other cooperatives of being behind the formation of a parallel community-based organization who are fueling divisions and animosity, adding that he won't allow residents of Kiambere to be oppressed.
The owners of that setup iko hapo ni government operatives. Ile sasa kinaolengo hapo ndani, ndio maana unaona wanapigana hata ya afadhali mtu akufie hapo. Ukiangalia hiyo ofisi ya gavana hapo ndani iko na watu, chief officer lands and mining hapo hapo ndani, ukiangalia minister wa lands hapo hapo ndani na watu wengine wengi. Kasako hiyo iko hapa tu. Iko wapi? Na sitakubali watu wa Kiambere wadhulumiwe.
Collins Wekesa, KUTV.
Right, local news done, national news done, and now let's cross over to some international news. South African anti-foreigner groups early this week marched to the president's office in Pretoria to speak against the increased presence of undocumented migrants who, according to some community leaders, are taking jobs from South Africans while perpetrating crime. Voice of America's Africa's Thuso Kumalo has more.
local protesters arrived at the government's union buildings offices in Pretoria, chanting anti-foreigner slogans and demanding that all undocumented immigrants be rounded up, arrested and deported.
We want mass deportations now. Our country is no longer safe. We're scared to be alone as women because now we know that our lives are in the hands of illegal migrants that we have no track record of.
These people are not documented. So meaning if they do engage in activities of crime, they cannot be held accountable in any way because they're not in our system. These people are flooding drugs into our communities. We're not saying South Africans are not doing that, but they are doing it at an alarming rate. All we're saying is if people are documented, they can be held accountable for their actions.
Jobs that are not scarce skills like your gardening, your security, your waitress, like all those jobs. It's those jobs are supposed to be given to South Africans.
Human rights organizations are angry and are accusing the government's recent raids targeting undocumented foreign nationals of fomenting xenophobic violence.
What we have is a failed asylum system. It is not just failed, but it's institutionalized xenophobia of how we treat people coming from the African continent predominantly when they're trying to access their documents.
The Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Njabulo Nzuza, has told Parliament that they are not targeting immigrants, but simply enforcing immigration laws.
All right, let's now proceed where with violent gangs controlling most of Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, calls for a formal United Nations peacekeeping missions are growing. The country's prime minister says the current international efforts lacks resources, manpower and the capability to face the gangs. Sela Madoza reports.
The UN-backed multinational security support mission has provided Haiti with 400 police officers from Kenya, nearly a dozen police and soldiers from Jamaica, and 2 senior military officers from Belize. But that's a fraction of the more than 3,100 troops that a group of about 10 countries have pledged. Haitian Prime Minister Gary Connell says efforts to combat gang violence are failing.
As long as I still have people in camps, as long as the Haitians cannot go north or south, as long as I have over 14 neighborhoods controlled by gangs, I will never be satisfied with anything. We have to do better.
Connell spoke with VOA on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly as concerns are rising over the lack of resources and money to fund the UN Mission Trust Fund and the humanitarian plan. The UN mission's one-year mandate is set to expire in early October.
Our partners have to move quicker. The sense of urgency has to be felt by everyone. This is about people's lives. This is about a country right now that's losing its assets. Its future is compromised.
The United States has led the international effort to aid Haiti after the assassination in July 2021 of President Jovenel Moïse. And the U.S. has been advocating for the implementation of a new UN peacekeeping mission in Haiti.
Lo que estamos buscando es crear un sistema de financiamiento.
What we're looking to do is to create a financing system that is clear and predictable. That would give the mission in Haiti the capability to respond to the needs of the Haitian people. The United States has contributed to date more than $365 million for the mission, and we will increase our support.
The UN peacekeeping mission was in the country from 2004 to 2017. It helped maintain security, but also was responsible for bringing cholera to the island, and it faced hundreds of allegations of sexual assault. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres sees another mission as a last resort.
We want everyone to support the multinational security support force financially. It is not being supported enough financially. I think the Secretary General has already spoken on the issue of peacekeeping. And of course, he's been very clear that should the security, that first of all, it needs to have the agreement and support of the government of Haiti. And of course, should the Security Council decide move in that direction, the Secretary General will do as requested.
Calls for action are growing in the region.
I personally do believe that a military intervention would be very welcome by the population.
Failure could imply the need for us to adopt drastic measures to protect our national security.
The UN Security Council is set to vote on September 30th on whether to renew the current mission's mandate.
All right, time for us now to take our second short commercial breather right here on KUTV Weekend Live. Coming on the other side with top sports stories. Don't go too far. Keep it KUTV Weekend Live.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Welcome back to KUTV Weekend Live, and now time for us to get sporty. One-time half-marathon world record holder Kibiwott Kandie is set to represent Kenya in this Sunday's Berlin Marathon in the absence of 39-year-old veteran Eliud Kipchoge. This year's marathon offers Kibiwott a chance to make a name for himself as he goes up against the likes of Ethiopia's Tadesse Takele, who is tipped to be among the favorites to win this year's competition. Kibiwott is expected to draw inspiration from his mentor Paul Terregat as he seeks to bring the Berlin Marathon title home and continuing the country's great legacy in the 42 kilometers race. Football Kenya Federation, also known as FKF President Nick Mwendwa, has confirmed that he will be on the ballot during the December 7th elections amid the legal hurdles placed in his way. Mwendwa, who has served 2 terms since his first election in 2016, is keen for a fresh mandate in the forthcoming polls, despite the sports registrar declaring him ineligible to contest early this year. The FKF boss is believed to be relying on the federation's constitution, which was revised in 2017, with those in office at the time saying it gave them an opportunity to seek a fresh mandate, even though the interpretation is still subject to debate. Exactly 36 minutes past the top of the hour, we've come to the close of KUTV Weekend Live. Allow me to say special thanks to you, our dear viewer, for sticking with us for the last 36 minutes to bring you up pace and candid with the latest making headlines in the country and even beyond. And well, I could not do this alone without some very amazing men and women behind the scenes, led by my director Kimani James Baraka. On the graphics was Eric Mshila. On the sound playout, or our sound engineer, we call him so right here, was Ismail Akunda. And our sign language interpreter for tonight has been Lucy Kiarie. Until next Saturday, God bless you, keep safe, and remember, in a world where you can be anything, please be kind to one another. See you next Saturday, same time, same place. God bless. Good night. So long.